Welcome to Entrepreneur State of Mind. I'm your host, Dr. Dale Caldwell, and I have someone who's been a great friend of mine for a long time, Jeannie Burgos. And Jeannie, we'll talk about this a little later, but she's the author of this book, Unwavering Faith, which is an amazing book. She also has had the entrepreneurial mindset. And like many people out there, she's had it, but she's needed people to really push. You know, and so many women especially who are so talented, but people don't often really encourage them to use their talent. And so one of the things she does is this Dream Events by Jeannie. So Jeannie, welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here.
And it's so fine to get you in the studio. And so again, you're so modest. And so I always like to start with the background. And where were you born? And where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to high school? And
yeah, well, my family is from Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. And but I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Mm-hmm. I was raised in Queens, it was a very humble beginning, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. but grateful, very strong and wonderful family. Adore my mom, my sisters, and
your family is so close. I just admire how, really close. And
yes.
You support each other. You're always there together, and that's a foundation, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I actually went to high school, Hillcrest High School, mm-hmm. and initially I went in to study nursing, mm-hmm. but it wasn't for me. Right. Even though I do care a lot for people, I didn't have the stomach for it. Mm-hmm. And then I went into business administration, mm-hmm. and decided, you know what, I want to go into something that is going to bring more of the service mm-hmm. side. Mm-hmm. And so I became an executive assistant, so I've been doing that for many, many years now. And that's allowed me to go into event planning. Mm-hmm. So from event planning, Dream Events came about, mm-hmm. but that was really after Hurricane Maria. Mm-hmm. That's what started.
But let me stop it. So you really introduced me to this world of executive assistants, and there are so many, 99% are women, and they're running companies. They're running major companies. They're working for the CEOs. But the CEOs trust them implicitly, and so you really, and there's so much talent, and you've developed this ability, as you said, to put together events, to really manage budgets, to really manage people, to interact with people, to deal with difficult people. All of those things are so critical in who you are, and so the idea of Dream Events. Talk a little bit about the Dream Events by Jeannie.
Yes, well, Dream Events, and thank you, Dale. Because truly, you've been an inspiration, a mentor, and a sincere friend that has encouraged and also has inspired me to do many, many things. And here today, just being here today, it's been exceptional.
Well, I've pushed Jeannie out of her comfort zone more times than, and sometimes it takes friends to do that, and people that really believe, and so. But one of the things that I do is when you see talent, you want to encourage people to use talent, and you've been talent, and I like the humility, and so so literally, we won't talk about all the companies she's running, but there's a major international bank that she's the executive assistant of the CEO, and so working with the CEO. Yes. And so I've said, well, if you have those skills, why not use those same skills for your own business? And so you also are passionate about being a florist and passionate about design and beauty, and
still am.
So talk about that your passion for beauty. Did you have that as a little girl? How did you develop that?
Oh, definitely. My mother, mm-hmm. she has always encouraged us to just present yourself the best way,
right,
always.
Right.
And she's also a hairstylist, mm-hmm. and just watching her throughout the years, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. and making these women just beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I've always loved beauty and flowers, and just brings happiness. Mm-hmm. So my mom, definitely, my grandmother, and the women in my family are just beautiful and amazing inside and out. So it's something that I've always felt I've had that creative bug, and it's grown into so many different things. So I'm just very, very grateful for that.
And one of the events in that we put on a fundraiser with my foundation, the Dale Caldwell Foundation, and Dream Events. Talk a little bit about the fundraiser for Puerto Rico that we put together in New York.
Yes, that was very close to my heart, and definitely touched my family. My grandmother and my mother, as well as my dad, he's passed since, but did live there when this happened, and it was unbelievable. So we needed to get them home, and then months later when we did go visit, it was just so sad to see people just not have anything. I mean, absolutely everything. Absolutely. And I couldn't sleep for like 3 days, and seeing also the devastation in my grandmother's town, I knew I had to do something, and that's where Dream Events by Jeannie became possible. And thank you, Dale, for just like inspiring and letting me know we can do this and let's make this happen. And 3.5 months later, we had this amazing event, and it was just successful. We went back 2 months later and were able to give to people in need. My daughters and
you
even
actually
my
went
mom.
down, right?
Yes,
you
went to
delivered
Puerto
it in
Rico.
person.
Correct, correct.
What we raised, and what hotel was that we did it at again? Do you remember?
It was on 40th Street. It was
beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yes.
And Jeannie just has this gift for finding, as you said, beauty and things and that design. And at the last minute, we're able to get a lot of people there and get some support. We raised a good bit of money. We would have, loved to raise more, but for a first event, it was very successful.
Yes.
And it was a white event that you did. So I had to rush out and buy all this white stuff that I still have. And so, but it's just wonderful to see the response. And really, a lot of people came from the bank and respected you. And so, So this kind of event, and so often entrepreneurs are not socially conscious. It's all about me making money. It's all about me kind of, me. And so part of what you've done is really kind of this idea of having social entrepreneurship, but also regular entrepreneurship. You want to make money, but you want to make a difference. And so the florist, you've partnered with others on other kinds of designs. So what's your kind of dream vision for an event? So if people wanted to use Dream Events by Jeannie, what kinds of events do you like to do?
Oh, I mean, it depends. It's just, I love to sit down and just discuss, okay, what is your vision? Right. What is it that you want to just allow the people to enjoy, whatever it may be, whether it's birthdays, sweet 16s. But I enjoy the fundraising events because I feel they have a purpose and an incredible end result. And so you're a part of that, and so you bring all of you in it. And that's what I feel I do for Dream Events, and will continue. It's fulfilling.
Well, and you've always done, I remember when we first, I don't know, more than a decade ago, we're talking, and I confess, you were talking about diaper cakes, and I had no idea what a diaper cake was. And said, why am I making these diaper cakes? I didn't want to be embarrassed and say I should know what a diaper cake is. And so what are diaper cakes? And you still do that, not as much as you used to. And so what is a diaper cake?
So diaper cakes are...
Sure the women probably know, but most guys know a diaper cake. What's that?
Well, they're diapers. And it looks just like a cake. It could be, I do 3, 4, 5 tier cakes, and people really get a kick out of it, especially the parents. So I design it. It's my own creation. They're custom made. And usually I ask the parents, what the theme is, if, I put their names, the colors, but it looks beautiful. And they're used usually when there's an emergency. In the middle of the night, I'll get a call or a text.
Oh, really? Oh, that's what
oh, it's the best. And they're like, I can't even believe this. This came at the perfect timing. We couldn't run out and get diapers, and we were able to use them. But it's also, it just brings happiness, and it's useful. And it's something I enjoy doing, the end product. Okay, it looks beautiful. So going back to beauty with my mom, I feel I learned it from my mother for sure. Just seeing how she would take pride into just making sure everyone looked beautiful, and understanding that is important, especially to women and inside and out. But just, I do. I love making floral arrangements. I love, just making the home feel like a home. And so now with
we're gonna get to the book, but I'm thinking from a business idea, because again, and I haven't said, my mom's 87, and so she has Alzheimer's, which she lives with me, and we have someone coming, and so I've learned to change diapers, and so I'm thinking senior citizens diaper cakes for the whole other business. So that whole other and again, I've gotten so comfortable with it actually with my mom, and so so when you do that, and so talk a little more about the flowers, because again, you really have an eye for flowers, and you love orchids and other things.
Yes,
and so
my favorite.
What tricks do you have for the audience about if someone's they may not, have time to hire someone, but they want to do something, a floral arrangement to make their home beautiful. What kinds of things would you say to what are some of your tricks?
Yeah, I mean, I go to even the local floral shop, or even the supermarket.
Right,
Sometimes you can find incredible
Even,
arrangements.
really, yeah.
Absolutely. I like to go with simplicity, matching colors. If it's going to be like a pastel, very light colors depending on the theme and the colors, and just bunching them up. Whether if you're going to do a rose theme, just get tons of roses, greens, and it could just become an incredible piece. And people sometimes assume I've actually gotten them done by a professional. And I did take up a course a while back because I wanted to know a little bit more about it. It was just a full day course, and it just did everything for me. I actually was able to understand it because I love it. I make beautiful arrangements, even at home on my own. I love roses and flowers.
So now you've always, in addition to being an entrepreneur, you've always been a spiritual person, and so we're gonna, I'm gonna talk about after break this book, Unwavering Faith. And so, how that's really been such a part of who you are and your life and what you're doing. So, again, this is Entrepreneur State of Mind. We're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back, and I want to hear more about Unwavering Faith. Guess what it is? It's Mount Laurel, New Jersey. It's RBN Television, and you know that it's time for morning coffee.
We love our new home. Lots of windows, great light.
But the birds. They're back.
Yes, I hear them.
Uh-oh. Why are these birds so angry?
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
I'm going. Ah!
Hurry!
I know.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Welcome. I'm Barry Lefkowitz. I'm your host on New Perspectives on RVN TV. I come to you each week with issues and topics that you will generally find in the news. And if you're looking to be able to get caught up and know what's going on, then New Perspectives is the show for you on RVN TV. Look forward to having you.
Your mom's got to go.
Oh, she's family.
Like daughter, like mother.
Well, what is that supposed to mean?
She's using my Old Spice moisturizer with shea butter for impossibly smooth skin, and she's wearing my robe. It's bad enough you use up all my body wash, and now her.
We're out.
Welcome back to Entrepreneur State of Mind. I'm your host, Dr. Dale Caldwell, with my friend Jeannie Burgos, who is an entrepreneur, But as of recently, she's become an author. And so she and I have been talking about her being an author for a long time.
Yes.
And I'm so excited that it has come to reality. It is here now. So Unwavering Faith. So how did you decide to, I know I pushed you a little bit, but you had this book in you. And so what prompted you to write the book?
Wow, I've been faithful all my life, and I've always known that God has been with me.
Absolutely.
And I knew that I had to share what was there. And absolutely, like I say, and I've been saying this throughout, you have been such an incredible, inspirational human being, a friend to the end. And I never thought it would be possible. And just taking the time to journal, taking the time to just sit there and really, really understand what's inside and what should come out, took me a bit to do. I was going through a lot of challenges in my life, and being a single mom of 2 wonderful daughters whom I adore, just going through life, and it was just stopping me. But I didn't understand that I was stopping myself until I took the time to sit there, and it's like, okay, why are you excusing this away? You need to really do this, because every day, and this was every day, when I would not write or call or do anything that was pushing me to this end goal, it was every single day this whisper: why aren't you doing this? You should be doing this. Why aren't you moving forward? And fear kept me from doing it. And I had to really love myself to finish it. And even with this pandemic, it's been awful, awful for so many people. The silver lining for me has been I took the time to actually write it. And finish. Yes.
And so much, and again, I know how much you've been through. I know that you've interacted with people who aren't as supportive, and so you lay this out by month.
Yes.
And so you go from the prosperity to inner freedom to unconditional love, and it's beautiful how you do this. And so, what do you want people to walk away from when they? And this is available on Balboa Press. If you go to Balboa Press, you can Google Balboa Press and look the book Unwavering Faith, and Jeannie Burgos. And so as people walk away with each chapter, what is it that you really want people to walk away with from the book?
What I would love for people to walk away with would be self-love, forgiveness, understanding that this is the only life you have, and you should make it the best life. We don't come back to repeat it. Time doesn't rewind. So we have to make a mark, and I feel it should be a positive, good mark, something that you're going to leave to your children if you have children, to friends, to family. People need to know that they matter, and I feel that with this unwavering faith and having faith within and knowing that you can do anything is the message. And I'm a believer, have always been a believer since a young child. So it's never left me, that incredible soft whisper of, okay, keep going, keep moving. And those times that I've tripped and failed and, have been scared, and he's never left. If anything, I felt he's held me tighter. So may you just continue. I'm here. I can't even believe I'm here. And this has been amazing. So if it can happen to me, it can happen to you.
Well, but you I mean, this is for everybody, and this is great for guys and so on. But what I've learned, and we've talked and shared openly, is that you come from such love in your family, that there's a real love in your family, and unfortunately, that makes you vulnerable to people that don't carry that love. And so many women, and so many women have done that who are capable, and so this unwavering faith really helps to bring people back through any circumstance they can deal with. And
it's a love book.
It's a book. It's a book about love. It's a book about love, and you look at And then, these, now you took all of these pictures, the flower pictures,
Yes.
so the flower pictures within the book.
Yes.
And I love it. I mean, I just really found this to be very, very powerful.
Thank you.
And I know you've started on your next one, and so we don't have to share that,
Yes.
spill that beans, but we want people to have that. So how do you combine all the stuff that you do? And there's so much more that you do out there, and you are an amazing mom, and you're working
Thank
with your
you.
young people, and so entrepreneurship is a 24/7 thing. It's really how you live your life. It's how you think. It's how you envision the future, how you envision it, and then make it real.
Right.
So what's next in your journey, on the Jeannie Burgos journey, as far as the business, writing, or where do you see the next few years? What are you kind of pushing yourself to do?
Definitely, I want to write.
Right.
I want to continue writing. If anything, this has opened up a new world for me.
Absolutely.
Where I'm like, wow, I was able to do this, and now I want to continue. And even at my age, with two daughters that are adults, my oldest is married, my youngest is a sophomore now in college. My life is beginning,
Right, right.
and
It's starting
at one
anew.
time I really didn't see that,
Right.
and it is beginning. And so I would love to continue to write. I would love to do more with the events and incorporate this and just
And speaking as well.
Yes.
So I push you out of your
Yes,
comfort zone of speaking.
he
So this is
has.
the first. This is the first.
This is the first.
The worldwide introduction of Unwavering Faith. You're going to see this in communities and churches and others going forward. But
thank you, Dave.
yeah, and I think that's important, and I encourage you to be that role model for so many people and so many young Jeannies out there, and even young men who are doing this, and so and the executive assistant world is just so. I mean, there's so many folks who are just amazing at what they do.
Yes.
Who don't? I just actually did a project with the St. Jude's the EAs at the St. Jude's Hospital.
Oh, that's
And we just did
amazing.
training last week in my intelligent influence and
amazing.
leadership training, and just what amazing, wonderful people.
Yes.
There's one guy out of the six people, but you see those skills, and so part of what we want to do is those people who are working for somebody who may not think that they have the capability is to challenge themselves, to really push
Absolutely.
themselves, and find some positive people in your life who believe enough in you to say, hey, Dale, have you tried this?
Yes.
What do you think? And so one of the things I often talk about is it's sometimes uncomfortable. We should ask people, what can I do? And sometimes it's scary. Because
Yes.
sometimes people will say, you're capable, you need to do this. And so it's just been amazing just to see you. I mean, you're always great at what you do at work, but the life outside of work is really who you are. And one of the things that I do in these things, I call them iceberg introductions, and it's so often most of the iceberg is below the waterline, and then above the waterline is what they look at. They look at you, they see what you look like. Where do you go to school? What's your job? But that's not who you are.
Right.
Who you are is unwavering faith. Who you are is, and you've actually, and I do professional speaking, but I'm not the Tony Robbins. You've introduced me to the Tony Robbins of the
Yes.
world, and so talk to me a little bit about the inspiration you've gleaned from some of these well-known motivational speakers.
They're just everything. I feel these are God's children that we can all learn from. And from Tony Robbins to Oprah, which I absolutely love and adore. I mean, they have opened up doors. Wayne Dyer, God rest his soul. Michael Beckwith, Lisa Nichols, these people have been just instrumental
Right.
in just opening up this world of spirituality. And a lot of that love is in this book.
Is in the book. And so
Yes.
we're going to do, we're almost at the end of time, but, I want to show this, and they're going to show, put up for the tape a graphic, but it's a wonderful book. It's something that everybody should read, men or women. And we all face circumstances. We all face
Absolutely.
circumstances. And those that believe, as you know, I'm a pastor of a church, the love that God calls us to have is what gets us through problems. Right?
Absolutely.
And we will have so many hurdles, we will have so many challenges thrown before us. but that makes us stronger.
Exactly.
Right? That makes us stronger. And so if you have unwavering faith, you say, this too shall pass. This too shall pass, and that we will be where God wants us to be.
Yes.
And so it's just been wonderful. Jeannie, thank you so much.
Thank
it's just
you.
Great to,
this has been
to have
incredible.
you.
Thank you.
You know, again, we've known each other for a long time. This is our first time talking on the
Yes.
set. But
Exciting.
I want to thank all of you for watching Entrepreneur State of Mind. There are a lot of lessons here about you being all that you can be going forward. And as you said very, very, very well, sometimes our hurdles are the ones that we put on ourselves.
Absolutely.
So again, Entrepreneur State of Mind, Jeannie Burgos, we will see you next week. I'm your host, Dr. Dale Caldwell. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.